Welcome to NFL Uncorked. I'm Lakisha Wesseling. There's so much for us to get to. Last year's MVP goes down with an injury, plus a few new names that should be mentioned in this year's MVP race, plus who's a fashion hit and a fashion miss this week, and so much more. So let's just get right into it. Top storyline number one, Drew Brees plans to return to practice. The Saints QB told ESPN that he expects to return to practice this week and he hopes he can play this week against the Cardinals. Brees has been out since midway through week 2 when he tore ligaments in his throwing thumb and he had to have surgery. Now, the timetable for after surgery was 6 weeks, so if he returns in week 8, he'll be right on schedule. And Drew Brees has made some big steps. A few weeks ago, he was shown throwing a Nerf ball. Now he's throwing regular-sized football, so this is huge. But if you're the Saints, why rush him back? Teddy Bridgewater is 5-0 since starting for Brees. And on the schedule, they play the Cardinals, then they have a bye, then they play the Falcons and the Bucks. Like, no, there's no rush. Like, make sure that Drew Brees is back and fully healthy for the playoff runs because the NFC is stacked with some teams, so it's going to be tough. Top storyline number 2, Patrick Mahomes is out for at least 3 weeks. An MRI confirmed that the Chiefs QB suffered a dislocated kneecap, but the good news is there was no significant additional damage, Ian Rappaport reported. So that's huge news to be just out at least 3 weeks. Man, the Chiefs caught a break with that one because if you watch the game, he went down, he didn't really move, and then the medical staff came out and you could see them pop his kneecap in place. Like, it was just, ooh, it was hard to watch. But he popped up, walked off, walked to the locker room like nothing even happened. Like, it was insane. So the fact that he's not out for the rest of the season is huge news for NFL fans. But the matchup this Sunday, it was going to be him against Aaron Rodgers. We'll have to wait for that one. Sorry. Top storyline number 3, Lamar Jackson and Aaron Rodgers should be mentioned in the MVP race. Let's just start with Aaron Rodgers first. He had one hell of a game against the Raiders this week. He threw for 429 yards, 5 passing touchdowns, and a rushing touchdown. And he had a perfect passer rating. Insane. His receiving core is all banged up. His number 1 wideout, Devontae Adams, has been out 3 weeks now with a toe injury, so he doesn't even have like a solid cast around him, and the boy is still balling out. Even the week before he was balling, he had like, 10 incredible throws, but everybody just wants to talk about the refs. He is playing on another level, so he definitely needs to be mentioned more in the MVP race. Now, next up is Lamar Jackson. Dude. He's so much fun to watch. He reminds me of like Michael Vick. So Lamar Jackson went up to Seattle, took on Russell Wilson, who everyone's talking about is either Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson winning the MVP race or Christian McCaffrey. But no one's talking about Lamar Jackson, but they will now because he came up there and outplayed freaking Russell Wilson. How you gonna do that in Seattle? Yeah, Lamar Jackson made some unbelievable throws. He threw for 143 yards, but then, get this, he also ran for 116 yards. So he's killing them through the air. He's killing them on the ground. Seattle defense they just weren't prepared for Lamar Jackson. Like, they just didn't have anything to stop him because he was out there running like he was playing a video game. Like, he was on a whole other level, and the kid looks great. So let's start talking about him when we're talking about the MVP race. You heard? Top storyline number 4, Mitchell Trubisky is back. The Bears QB returned from suffering a shoulder injury, but did it make a difference for the offense? Not at all. The Bears won. Coming off a shoulder injury, why would you try to throw it all the time? They only ran the ball 7 times. Yes, 7 times, and you're playing against the Saints? I don't understand the thinking behind that. Matt Nagy on Monday said, yes, he knows they should have ran the ball more. He's not an idiot, but something needs to change with this offense. They're just wasting this great defense. This is like a second year now because they don't have a quarterback. Some changes need to be made, like make some trades, do something. Like, this defense isn't going to be this great, for years to come. Like, this now is the time to do something. Because the NFC North, it's got some powerful teams in there. Bears, wake up, let's go, let's get moving. You know, my heart just breaks for the defense. They deserve better than this, yo. They deserve better. Storyline number 5, Marcus Peters and Jalen Ramsey made a big difference for their new teams. Now, the big storyline with that is the Rams traded Marcus Peters to the Ravens, and then the Jaguars traded Jalen Ramsey to the Rams. So it was like a switch swap craziness thing, what's going on, and it seems to have worked out for both teams because Marcus Peters went into Seattle and straight balled out. Peters returned an interception for 67 yards to the house. He played so well and just meshed real well with his new team, so super happy for him because I'm a Rams fan and I did love Marcus Peters, but good luck with the Ravens. Now for Jalen Ramsey, it was all these storylines about like his back, all these different things, you know, the birth of his child, just who knows what was going on with Ramsey, but it appears that his back was just fine when he played against the Falcons. Ramsey lined up against Julio Jones 17 of his 26 snaps through 2 quarters, allowing 3 receptions for 69 yards per next-gen stats. So he had a huge game. There were some moments where Julio Jones were able to make some big plays, but overall, he pretty much held it down. So welcome to LA, Jalen Ramsey. All right, y'all. You know what time it is. Let's see who's a fashion hit and who's a fashion miss. Oh yeah. So this week's hit is new cornerback for the Eagles, Jalen Mills. I have never felt this way before about an outfit that an NFL player has wore, but this hot pink suit with the t-shirt, like I need this in my wardrobe straight up. I would wear it with some like pumps, like some bright green pumps. Like he's working this outfit with the pink shoes, like straight up, do your thing, homie, do your thing. Now for this week's miss, woo, Los Angeles quarterback Tyrod Taylor. Take a look at this sweater. Not sure who makes it, but I'm just not feeling it. It doesn't seem to even fit him right. It's just awkward. I don't know what's going on here. It's just, maybe if the outfit was just I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's the pants with it. It's just not working for me. I have a feeling though that Cam Newton would find a way to like coordinate this sweater to make it somewhat work, because this, it's kind of looks like an ugly Christmas sweater, and I hate to say that, but womp womp. I'm sorry, Tyrod. I'm just not feeling it. Sorry, buddy. Let's get to some good stuff. Let's talk about some wine. This one, I'm not gonna lie, I picked this just because the can is dope. Look at that. Just beautiful. But the funny thing is, this is kind of like a Riesling, but then with some beer into it. I'm gonna read this to you because I don't really know what I'm talking about. But it's an Oregon Riesling with hops plus grapefruit. So it kind of has like you taste the beer. It's actually pretty refreshing. It's like a lot of fruits in here. There's Riesling wine, grapefruit puree, apple juice concentrate, hops, agave, sugar, citrus oil. Like it's good. Especially if you are a beer drinker and you're kind of dabbling into wine, I would start here because it's a nice little combo of the two. Get some beer and some wine. This is working. Oh yeah, very refreshing. All right, well, that is it for this week. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Cheers till next time.